Imagine the perfect elementary school. It might be a place where each student receives a tremendous amount of support in order to reach their full potential. A place where children with special needs receive special one-on-one attention even before they reach kindergarten. Where students of all ages help each other learn in a way that promotes respect for oneself and one another. This elementary school might feature special events and activities that enhance the curriculum and get students excited about learning. Finally, this school might become a training ground where faculty members share their expertise and advice with future teachers. This school might be a lot like Bonnie Brae Elementary. Bonnie Brae Elementary School, located on Sideburn Road, first opened its doors in 1988. For the 880 students who are enrolled here, as well as for the staff, Bonnie Brae is a happy place. The staff works hard to create an environment where children feel secure in taking risks as they strive for success. The feeling at Bonnie Brae is that all children have an unlimited potential to learn.
The philosophy of Bonnie Brae School is to allow children to work in a non-threatening environment and to help them to realize that they have unlimited potential. It's also a place where we teach children to respect themselves and one another. At Bonnie Brae, we feel that kids are first, and that's uppermost in all of our decisions.
This concern for students follows a tradition of caring that has a unique connection to Bonnie Brae.
When Bonnie Brae was first opened, we researched and found out there was some history in the land. Clara Barton was here during the Civil War, helping both the Union and Confederate soldiers, and she did so much in the way of caring for other people that we feel that we have carried on that historical tradition here at the school, and we want people to know that we truly do care about our children that are going here.
Creating a friendly environment even extends to the principal's office. A true fan of the Washington Redskins, Mrs. Eckler has turned her office into an incredible display of souvenirs and memorabilia that students love to visit.
The kids love to come to my office. They love to see what new things I have, and most everything that is in here has been given to me, either by my own personal children or by children in the schools where I have been. The staff tolerates me and understands that we all have to have something that allows us to have a good time, and it just happens to be the Redskins that allow me to have a good time.
Let's take a look now at some of the programs and activities that are an important part of life at Bonnie Brae. Many people consider elementary schools to encompass only students from kindergarten through the 6th grade. However, at Bonnie Brae, the preschool special education program provides instruction for children as young as 2 years old. Currently, a total of 49 children attend 6 half-day classes at the school.
The preschool program serves children from 2 to 5 years of age. We service children who have a developmental delay in about 5 or 6 different areas: fine motor, gross motor, speech and language, social, emotional, and cognitive. Our children run the gamut as far as disabilities. We have children that are physically handicapped, mentally handicapped, learning disabled children also.
Do you all have your red paper?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold it like this. Now take it with 2 hands like this.
The children at Bonnie Brae Preschool receive classroom services and also the additional services of speech and language, occupational therapy, physical therapy, vision services, and hearing services if they're necessary.
Now it's time for snack, and I want you to ask me for your juice.
The teachers in the preschool classes take advantage of every occasion to instruct their students. Every activity is considered an opportunity in which to learn.
We have circle crackers today, and we have, what shape, Drew?
I want square.
What shape is it?
A square.
Square. Kendall, what would you like today, circle or
Even though these students are younger than the rest of the student body, they are considered part of the Bonnie Brae family and are included in school-wide activities.
The general ed population at Bonnie Brae does not have any 2 to 5-year-olds, but we do mainstreaming into the assemblies, and we do come and see the librarian, and we do have art from the art teacher. So we also have 2nd grade helpers and 6th grade helpers that come and work with the children in the classrooms.
When these children grow beyond their preschool years, some will remain at Bonnie Brae while the rest will move on to other Fairfax County schools and centers. All, however, will be better prepared for the challenges they will face as a result of their time in the Bonnie Brae preschool program. Helping students achieve their full potential is left not only to the teachers at Bonnie Brae. Students help each other in many ways. Upper grade students from Bonnie Brae and high school students from nearby Robinson Secondary School combine to provide an additional classroom resource. For instance, older students from Bonnie Brae team up with younger grades and become buddies.
The buddy program was designed last year for older students and younger students to get together and do various activities together. And it's up to the classroom teachers as to what activities you plan together. And with my class, I have a kindergarten class, and our buddies are 4th graders and 3rd graders, and it seems to be a nice mix of the age groups because the older children feel like they are in charge and they take ownership of their little buddies. And the kindergartners enjoy working with the older students.
Okay, we're glad that Mr. Russo's class could come down today. And last week we did
The buddies enjoy working with each other and, in the process, both benefit from the association.
Talk about why America is great.
I think there's a lot of benefits that the 4th grade receive from working with kindergarten buddies. One, them being the older, it gives them an opportunity to take on a leadership role. So a lot of 4th graders who are insecure, this gives them an outlet by which to take on a leadership role.
Now, cut it back. Let me show you.
I think the association with the older children really helps because it's another avenue for which children can learn from another person. There's someone else just besides the classroom teacher working with them, and they will sometimes readily respond just to another child who's a little bit older than even the teacher sometimes.
Students aren't the only ones who gain from these buddy classes. Teachers have found that this arrangement allows them to share ideas and expertise.
The teachers benefit because it allows the teachers to experience different people's and different levels of curriculum. A lot of times if you've been teaching a particular grade for a long period of time, you sort of get locked into your curriculum. And this way you're getting the experience of seeing what other curriculum entails.
This one says America is great because you get to help make choices.
That's lovely, said the dollhouse dolls. You've worked very hard, and here's your nickel. With the precious money in his paw, Teddy No-Nose began his next job. Duckhead said he would pay him.
Students at Bonnie Brae receive additional support from Robinson Secondary School students who volunteer their time after school to work as tutors.
But now I've dropped it, and all I've...
We found that we needed extra tutoring and help at Bonnie Brae, so I went over to Robinson and spoke to the National Honor Society. And last year they gave us 1,000 hours of their time. You have to remember that they only come from 2:30 to 3:30 every day, so 1,000 hours is a lot of hours.
They marched on
We pair them up by the volunteers from Robinson fill out a form, and they tell us what grade level they'd like to work at, what they'd like to do in the classroom, and then the teacher fills out a form telling us what area she needs help in, and I pair them up that way.
In addition to the National Honor Society, other clubs at Robinson are involved in tutoring. These volunteers receive special training in reading and math in order to provide high-quality instruction. They provide invaluable help to their friends at Bonnie Brae.
They do just about everything. Some of them have started their own math clubs. Some of them work on a one-to-one basis with the student, and there's a bonding process there. If a Robinson volunteer says they'll be here on Wednesday, you better believe those students are looking for that Robinson volunteer on Wednesday. We also have the Robinson volunteers working in the preschool, and that's a real special group of students working down there with the preschool students. And those students are really waiting for that Robinson volunteer to show up on the day they've said they're going to be there.
Students helping students is just one more way Bonnie Brae Elementary helps students succeed. By working together, these students are motivating each other to achieve their full potential. In the spirit of cooperation and with a desire to improve their profession, the faculty at Bonnie Brae is helping prepare the next generation of teachers through their involvement in the Professional Development School model. Through a partnership with George Mason University, Bonnie Brae provides on-site training to pre-professional teachers. Currently in the process of becoming fully implemented, the Professional Development School is designed to better prepare people for the teaching profession.
Professional Development School focuses upon improvement of teacher education, and in that way we feel that there will be a much stronger and better prepared teacher in the classroom in the future. The state of Virginia will no longer grant undergraduate degrees in education after June of 1992. From that point on in the state of Virginia, to be certified to teach, a prospective teacher must have an undergraduate degree in either in a subject area such as social studies or psychology, and the primary teacher training will go on as graduate work after that point. The Professional Development School is the George Mason model for handling this part of teacher training.
Various components of a teacher's training are represented at Bonnie Brae. Students from GMU work as classroom assistants and student teachers. They begin, however, with a general education class called Introduction to Teaching.
We're better to introduce teaching than in the actual site, so that we are teaching 6 classes of Education 300 this spring in our building, and various faculty members and staff members are working in that program.
The first thing that I want to talk about is in managing your classroom and behavior. And I think if you have that down, then the management of the instruction comes a lot easier for you. I heard Nancy.
We're observing the Education 300 class, approximately 40 students who are preparing to make the big decision of whether or not they plan to go into teaching formally. This is an overview class that allows students to have a basic idea of what goes on in the elementary school. Today's class, we're looking at the developmental stages of the child from grades kindergarten through 3.
First grade, I'd like to use an analogy that they're like new puppies. They love everything. They tire very, very easily. They've gone from a half day to a full day of school in the beginning. So for the first 9 weeks, you find that you have some tired little individuals. They're very wiggly, and about this time, they become less cooperative than they were in kindergarten.
Another area of involvement with GMU is the PALS program, which stands for Professional and Pre-Professional Link-Up Semester. In this program, GMU students are paired with mentors in the Bonnie Brae faculty and work closely with them for expanded classroom experience.
Can you tell me, what kind of shape is this?
Trapezoid.
Trapezoid. Right.
the student would be providing the classroom with extra support and extra hands, and the mentor teacher would be giving to the prospective teacher feedback and a lot of enrichment in terms of hands-on application kinds of experiences. It's a win-win situation in that the school gains the experienced person in the building, extra people, and the prospective student teacher has extra time in a building where they have a much faster pace. In the PALS program, the average student spends 1 day a week in our building. Some of them spend more time than that. With the Education 300 class, for example, that we're teaching on site, they would be spending about 20 hours in the building in their semester. And then, of course, the student teachers spend 100% of their time in the building.
What I want you to do now is we're going to follow along with the tape, and I want you to be looking for descriptive words.
The last phase of a teacher's education is the student teaching experience. Paired with a clinical faculty member at Bonnie Brae, these students start putting into practice all that they have learned.
My student teacher at this time is beginning to work full-time with the students. She has taken over the total morning classroom sessions, and at this point she's responsible for transporting the children throughout the school and doing just about all of the things that I do as a regular classroom teacher.
Although the student teachers are given the opportunity to conduct classes, they work closely with the clinical faculty member on planning and implementation of lessons.
My role as a clinical faculty teacher is to work with the student teacher and to help her with planning, to observe her when she's doing her lessons, and also to have feedback conferences with her to talk about the things that she's done and what areas we want to work on and which areas we feel are going well.
Each day we go over lesson plans. We really have a good working relationship in that she gives me a lot of suggestions, and she gives me some positive feedback on what I have done. She can point out my weaknesses and offer suggestions as to how I could better improve upon my teaching strategies.
The Professional Development School model is a successful collaboration between theory and practical experience in which everyone benefits. Education students from George Mason University gain valuable classroom experience, while the interaction with these pre-professionals renews the enthusiasm of the faculty members at Bonnie Brae. The educational process is improved, and the greatest beneficiaries are the students at Bonnie Brae who gain from the new ideas and excitement these future teachers bring with them. One way to enliven the learning experience is to have special activities that enhance the curriculum. At Bonnie Brae, there are many ways teachers make learning fun. Some activities take place on a continuing basis, while others are a culmination of classroom studies. This year, for example, the 6th grade is studying China in their social studies classes and is celebrating the Chinese New Year as a way to culminate their studies.
What we're trying to do in the 6th grade as a culminating activity is to give the students an opportunity to participate actively. And so we've chosen to do a New Year's celebration, a Lunar New Year's celebration. We'll start off with a parade through the school. Each class will have a dragon. The students will actually be the dragon, will play the dragon, as they say. And we'll pass by the classrooms. Hopefully we'll receive envelopes of red good luck money from the classes as we go by as an offering to our dragon. We'll follow that in the cafeteria. We'll have a performance by ribbon dancers. We will have musical ensembles playing, and then we'll follow that with the actual feast. We couldn't do it if we didn't really just mobilize the efforts of the entire school. We ask all the specialists to help. The music teacher is doing Chinese songs and instrumentalists. We ask the PE teacher to give us a hand, and they are doing the ribbon dancing. We, of course, ask for parent support, and they'll be helping us with the actual feast. We couldn't do it if it weren't for that.
Beyond learning the curriculum, these activities give students many other benefits.
We use the program of studies as our basic guide, but above and beyond that, I think that we try to give priority to finding activities which will involve the students, and more importantly probably to give them all an opportunity to shine. So we try to select activities that are going to lend themselves to creativity, to individual accomplishment, and to group interactions.
These activities make lessons meaningful and relative to the students' experiences. One activity that is ongoing is the Math Club. Open to 5th and 6th graders, this group meets after school to explore how math concepts can be applied to real life.
We felt that we needed an opportunity to provide some enrichment beyond the classroom mathematics that goes on. We also wanted to help change some math attitudes. That math is more than arithmetic, paper-pencil process, and that it can be fun and it's useful.
The club does projects that go beyond the computational aspects of math and explore the practical applications. In one exercise, the students used a compass to record bearings and practice orienteering skills. In another, logic was required in order to figure their way out of yarn puzzles. And students employed reasoning and deduction to determine the attributes of circles in a Venn diagram.
You can't do that. No.
Okay. We know what it is. What? 8. Yes.
These students are learning that math is a useful tool that they can use the rest of their lives.
I hope it changes their attitudes about math. We think it does. They're very enthusiastic about the things they do. I think that it also extends their understanding of what math is. Too often they attach the concept of math with multiplication, division, the operational part of it, instead of the challenging, fun, and thinking part of it.
Another special program at Bonnie Brae strives to acknowledge excellence in writing. The Author of the Week Award recognizes students who have produced high-quality written work.
The program basically works by having 2 children selected each week. A primary author and an upper elementary author are selected. Their works, their writings, and a picture of themselves and a picture illustrating their stories are mounted in the lobby to be read and enjoyed by all the students and faculty in the school. The authors of the week are selected by both the teachers and myself. We search for pieces of writing, and all types of writing are acceptable. It can be poetry, it can be a short story, it can be a science report. It isn't the form that matters, it's the originality, the creativity in the writing that counts. Clarity is a key point, and I also spend a lot of time looking for the vividness of the language that the student uses.
It is considered an honor to be chosen as an Author of the Week, both for the one selected and for his or her classroom. In addition, kids enjoy seeing their stories in print.
I think the kids are proud. They're really proud to have their work recognized by their peers, and I think they like seeing themselves in print.
Students enjoy sharing their creativity. All grade levels at Bonnie Brae do some kind of performance during the year. This year, the 5th grade chose to present scenes from The Sound of Music.
The entire 5th grade is involved, all 90 of the students. We are doing about 8 numbers from The Sound of Music and the children have done some script writing and worked in small groups in order to produce this show. We felt like we could involve all 90 of the students in a musical. We have chorus members, we have dancers, we're utilizing children with special skills with musical instruments, as well as dramatic play.
You are 16, not 17, baby, it's time to think.
The students did more than perform. There was much work to be done behind the scenes before the first note was sung.
We had a group of children writing part of the script for the play. We had other small groups planning what type of costumes they might need to be wearing and doing a little bit of research on the type of dress that was worn during the time.
This was a total effort involving art, music, and the language arts. Although the students had to audition for parts, everyone participated in the production.
First of all, it's a great deal of fun. We have enjoyed working together, and they have learned patience, tolerance, temperance. They've learned to share. They've learned to share ideas. They've learned to take constructive criticism. They've learned how to show forth their abilities and their skills, which is very exciting to see them blossom.
All of these special activities are providing students with a variety of experiences that enhance the curriculum and boost their enthusiasm for learning. At Bonnie Brae Elementary School, the focus is on students. Under an excellent leadership, the highly professional staff is providing opportunities in which everyone can learn. Nothing is spared to make learning exciting. Guided by caring teachers, these students are learning to express themselves and to develop ideas in a safe environment. Each student is considered special and is given the opportunity to experiment and a chance to grow.